More than 800 kilometers from Nairobi County, we arrive at our destination, Nakinomet in Turkana North. Here, the situation is dire, let alone the excruciating heat. There are only carcasses left on this dry, vast land. This is Nakinomet area, home to 60-year-old MPA. Like her fellow villagers, MPA lives with the stark reality of hunger, brought even closer home by her frail husband. Going days on empty stomachs is a norm here.
What is ailing my husband is not sickness but hunger. We have been surviving on carcasses.
MPA has assumed the role of breadwinner, and thus accepting the fate of the remaining livestock is a bygone conclusion.
We rely on children to fetch water. We don't have strength to go anywhere, so we just stay here.
Despair, sorrow, and weariness are constant. Not far from MPA's home is a family of 12. Women and children staring at the brink of death. For 20 days now, the family has been forced to ration the little food they have.
We have already lost one person. We will die after this month if we do not get any assistance.
30-year-old Mustafa claims the community loses 3 to 5 people in a week. Their cattle have not been spared.
Kwanza punda imeisha, kwanza mbuzi kama kondoo imeisha. Sasa saizi kitu ile ambayo imebakia saizi ni uhai ya binadamu ambayo iko na nguvu kidogo. Kwa kila wiki na kina mama 5 tunafuruta ama watoto 3.
Children here are the only source of strength. Their only play is when they journey for miles or even days in search of water, rolling their jerrycans to a place of hope. About 100 kilometers away, the residents converge at a water station. However, the water tank is rusted, and the residents fear it could come tumbling down anytime. Loitoko Moniko has 2 wives and 10 children. He says his family is surviving on wild fruits.
I only have 40 cows left, and the remaining I have to take water to them. They cannot come all the way because they are weak, and if they do, they will die on the road. What I need from the government is food because the goats I had were my only source of food.
His neighbor, Napas Edapal, is a mother of 8. She says she is tired of consuming sick animals that are placing her health and that of her family at risk.
Government, we need food, some beans, maize and even oil. We are tired of eating sick animals who are at the brink of dying. I had 54 cows, only 4 remains.
Yet another neighbor is Papa Kalipon, who has 3 wives and says he has walked for more than 12 hours to get here to fetch water for his family and the 80 remaining cows, as he has already lost 100 others.
I walk for more than 12 hours from my home to this water point and 12 hours back. I left home yesterday at 7 p.m. and have arrived here at 12 noon, and from here I will arrive tomorrow morning.
His plea is that more water points are introduced in all the villages. Here in Turkana North, such calls are common, and the county and national governments have been thrust into the limelight with questions over their responsibility to the people.
We've supplied some animal feeds to the sub-counties and wards, but that is just very little.
Last month we distributed 500 bags of rice and 500 bags of beans. We are expecting the same ratio this month, but as you realize, that's very small given the population.
the county government of Turkana also, they are preparing to bring they are now procuring the relief food in the near future after 2 to 3 weeks.
However, the county government says it cannot handle the situation alone.
It has reached a point whereby we should start resource mobilizing so that we can be able to save these lives.
They should also come with programs that will enable these people to be self-sufficient in future, because it's better to be self-sufficient it's better to have your own income than to depend on relief food and cash transfers which are not sustainable.
According to the county officials, if urgent measures are not taken to avert the crisis, there is likely to be panic migrations as the people seek solutions.
The entire population is at risk of starving.
Our animals that are at risk currently are about 4.9 million.
It is also expected that the animals will succumb to hunger, leading to indiscriminate consumption of the dead animals, further putting the residents' lives at risk.
Hakuna maana tukikula. Kwa sababu tukikula anatuaffect. Tuhare ama tunakufa tuife kama vile anakufa.
As part of the Big Four agenda, the government is implementing measures and interventions to achieve food and nutrition security for all Kenyans.
The National Treasury has allocated 46.8 billion Kenya shillings to food and nutrition security in the country. For Turkana County, the allocation is 1.5 billion Kenya shillings.
Mr. Speaker, the proposed allocation also includes Kenya shilling 5.1 billion for the Kenya Hunger Safety Net Program, Kenya shilling 500 million for the National Drought Emergency Fund.
Further afield in Turkana East, there are more broken water pumps, dried water ponds, and water stations.
We have only received this water because of election campaigns. Who knows what will happen once the campaign is over? And let me ask, where is there oil in Turkana and then we lack food and water?
Officials have sounded a warning that cattle rustling in Lokumisang is further complicating the situation. A resident, Aliang Emuru, has 2 wives and 15 children. They have been displaced by clashes between the Pokot and the Turkana. Emuru says he'd rather die of hunger than get killed by bandits.
Sasa kama serikali hako na nguvu, aweke suluhisho hiyo kabisa, ama aone ile kitu na ile mtu na chokosa mwingine. Anganyanganye hiyo kitu, hata kama ni bunduki ndio ngumu, achukue kabisa. Sasa hii familia tuna survive bure hivyo hivi. Na hiyo kama hiyo mbuzi nakufa, tunakaucha hiyo nyama mbaya, hiyo ndio maji ikauke.
And he is not alone. His neighbor is Karua, a grandmother who has a disability. She says her family won't survive if the drought situation does not change. However, she wonders which disaster will lead her to her deathbed. Is it the clashes or hunger?
There are 2 things that hurt me. Only 2. And if you remove them, I will survive. One is hunger due to the drought, and the other is raids between Pokot and Turkana. They have stolen our goats, and the ones we managed to escape with have died.
And the narrations of the people of Turkana over the plight are endless, and fear has gripped them. And residents are calling on the government and donors at large to come into action, or people will be next. Harriet Chimea, K24, Nakinomet, Turkana County.